there, hi there, ho there, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Show. My name is Mateo, and I am getting ready to drink a beer. So first of all, I just want to say sorry about last week. Hopefully the clip show was awesome. I did get a lot of great feedback on it, so I hope that y'all enjoyed it. That was only like through the first 2 videos that I did, so obviously I've got plenty of more of those, and if I ever need them. But hopefully I'm not going to get that sick. Need to do that again. Just so you know what happened. Last Tuesday night, a big, huge windstorm blew through Austin and just, I mean, it did a little bit of damage. People's fences got knocked over and that kind of stuff. But ultimately what it did to me was it brought everything that I'm allergic to, threw it all up into the air, then shoved it up my nose and made some nasal drainage, and then some post-nasal drainage, which caused my throat to hurt, and then got me hawking up big, huge, yellow, gross things, and made myself hurt. And I was sleeping like 10 hours a night. And so, like, that's not good because I wasn't getting anything done during the day, and then I was just going right to work. And then by the time work was over, I'm like, oh, I'm exhausted, I have to go to bed. And then just, boom, pass out, and 10 hours of my life is gone. So that's pretty much what's been happening to me over the last week. Allergies are evil. Biggest problem, actually, is Austin is the #1 allergy capital. Like, if you have allergies, you should not come to Austin. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the clip show. I did, and like I said, I've gotten a lot of great feedback on it, so I hope you enjoyed it. I know, drunk me, right? I'm a rambler. It was funny because if you watch the whole video, which you never will, but if you watch the whole video, it's just a lot of me rambling, trying to make these like really important points. But when you're drunk, things that seem important aren't really important. Especially that whole clip I showed you about the guy buying the shot. I don't know what I was talking about. So with that, let's go on to the beer of the week. This week's beer of the week, well, it was actually going to be the beer of last week, but now it's the beer of this week. So deal. So this week's beer of the week is Killian's. Now I bought this for a couple of reasons because you know, Sunday now this week is going to be not Valentine's Day. I bought this for the big holiday coming up this week, which is St. Patty's Day. Oh, St. Patty's Day. Let's enjoy some of that Halloween. Irish Red, right? Hey, it's great. This was one of the first beers that I used to drink on a regular basis when I was in college. You know, it's once I took a step up from the Bud Light and Bud Ice. But yeah, there was a place called the Coach House that I used to go drink at in Springfield. They used to have Killian's on tap, and it was delicious. And then you taste this. And back in the day, it was amazing. It was this like beautiful red color. But as you can see now, look what's happened to the old Killian's Irish Red, huh? It's kind of like a orange or a brown. Well, a little research, I found out that last year in February, they actually changed the recipe for Killian's Red. So it used to be an amazing and awesome beer is now kind of flat. You know what it tastes like? It tastes just like Ziegenbach. This is kind of just sort of your run-of-the-mill, hey, this is a dark beer, but we want it to play to everybody kind of beer. Disappointing. Because I remember back in the day, it had a really great flavor to it. And, I mean, it wasn't hoppy. It was more of a malty, caramely kind of flavor to it. And that's too bad, because I used to love the old Killian's Red. It used to be smoother and, like, almost creamier. And now it's just, So, let's talk about some TV, shall we? TV, alright. Well, what do we love about some TV? First of all, I want to talk about The Following, which is on. If you haven't been watching it, it's an amazing show, and I think that I figured out what it feels like when I watch that show, and it's this. Because there's so much of the show where I'm kind of sort of on the edge of my seat, like, oh my god, what's going to happen? Some big twist will come. And I'll be like, oh my god, why am I watching the show? I hate you for making me watch the show. It's so good. It's amazing. I love the show. Happens to me a lot. And the show that I've sort of, you know, equated it to is 24. That's just the feeling it gives me of that sort of on your edge of your seat. What's going to happen next kind of amazingness without being stuck in the kind of 24 format. Anyway, it's a really great show. I'd say it's almost 24 meets Silence of the Lambs-ish. It's kind of that dark at times, you know, where there's some really evil stabbing and going on. But otherwise, it's really a great show. Kevin Bacon's, he had an episode last week where he was being held hostage. Him working the group that was holding him hostage was just great. Anyway, if you haven't been watching that show, go to Fox Online and watch it online because it's pretty amazing. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, which I'm a little bit disappointed in, I'm not even going to lie, Star Wars Clone Wars was just officially canceled by Lucasfilm and Disney, which is sad because the show has been really great. What Season 5 has done in terms of character and building to Episode 3, I mean, you know, there have always been a lot of naysayers like, oh, what happened between Star Wars 2 and Star Wars 3? You know, that really makes Anakin the way he is in that movie, because he's not the same Anakin we see in 2. So I think that this show has done a really great job of sort of bridging the gap, and what they have done with the character of Darth Maul by bringing him back, which I know, it sounds ridiculous, but if you watch how they evolve the character and how they bring him back, you almost buy it. You know what I mean? It's really great. And then what happens to the character afterwards, that is even more amazing. And so what they have done with Darth Maul, not only that, but Ahsoka, who's Anakin's Padawan, and I mean even just Asajj Ventress and some of the other characters, Boba Fett, you know, young Boba Fett, where he's been and spending his time. I mean, these characters have really been fleshed out over the course of the series, and so it really sucks to not be able to sort of wrap up their arcs in the show over the next couple of seasons, because there's not going to be another couple of seasons. They got about 20 more episodes, 15 to 20 episodes that they're going to be releasing. They're calling it bonus content right now. Why they aren't going to release those is just direct-to-DVD movies as each of the arcs, because each of the arcs are about, you know, 60 to 80 minutes long, depending on how many episodes they were. So, I mean, that'd be a great way to do it, I think. But anyway, sad that show's going off the air. It's been amazing. If you're really passionate about it, obviously, I say write Disney or tweet them or do whatever it is you do and get on the ball and do it. I'm thinking of actually writing a letter, and the beginning of my letter is going to be, Dear Disney, I am actually sitting down to write you a letter. Who does this anymore? And continue on to talk about what I want to talk about. So I'm kind of thrown in here with all the other people like Rebel Force Radio and everybody else who has been saying, hey, let's do what we can to make sure that storylines here get their proper closure, because some of the, again, the character developments are just great that I think that we sort of really want and deserve to see how those finish out. There seems to be some sort of weird Disney Lucasfilm thing now that's sort of like, hey, let's keep the prequels over here and let's focus now on Episode 7, which we all want. We all want to see Episode 7. We all want to see Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford, you know, running around, you know, being all grumpy, and, you know, Carrie Fisher being Princess Leia again and being all, like, diplomatic and cool and amazing. We all want to see that, but I don't see how taking the prequels out of, because what's going to happen here is that no matter what, people say Star Wars, and automatically people who aren't into Star Wars are already going to think, well, those prequels were crap anyway. So all you're doing by taking away the Clone Wars are punishing the people who are still with you. So really, Disney, you should get it together and not take away our Star Wars The Clone Wars. Well, that about wraps it up. How about that, huh? Real quick, real easy. So as I've said, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff happening with the channel over the next few weeks, months. Next week will probably be a regular show. The week after, the next couple of weeks after that, it's going to be a couple of very special episodes I've got planned. Following that, plus a second show I'm going to be starting on my website that is not only going to be a video blog, but it's also going to be a written blog, and it's about a really great book that I've been reading lately. It's really turned me on in a way. It's not 50 Shades of Grey, by the way, for all of you who are thinking with me saying turning on, it was going to be that kind of thing. No, but it's another book that's really been great, and I've really enjoyed way more, actually, than I thought that I would. I'll also say that that book has been turned into a really great movie. So now I'm sort of going to, and what I'm going to be doing is sort of comparing the books to the movie. Well, here we are. We've come to the end of another great episode of Mateo Drinks a Beer. Here's the end of my Killian's Red. To all of you Irish people out there, happy St. Patrick's Day. Delicious. Well, that's it. My name is Matteo, and I just drank a beer.